Good evening. And before I begin, I really want to extend the biggest thank you to the staff here at Cipriani, who has made this space as beautiful and as pleasant as the people who fill it tonight. So thank you so much for all the work that you all have done this evening. I also want to give a thanks to George, Concordia, Nitsia, and Seleni for doing what I feel we all should be doing and seeing the possibilities in people despite the stereotypes that we are taught about them. I really believe that stereotypes and baseless systems of hierarchy that influence the ways in which we interact with one another are the biggest liars in life that we do not question. As a young Black Latina who immigrated here from the Dominican Republic, I learned very early that my big hair and my big personality were things that many people did not like, right? And so I began to shrink myself to be more palatable to a society that thought that I should shrink myself. When I became pregnant at 15 years old, the stereotypes that we tell about pregnant and parenting young people were so engraved into so many of the gatekeepers in my life that my teachers refused to give me my school assignments, that my academic advisor refused to meet with me to talk about finishing high school and applying for college. Thankfully, about a 10-to-1 ratio, there are those one people, right, who find you worthy of interacting with, that despite what society tells them, that there is possibility in every single individual. In an effort to not become more of a stereotype, I stayed in an unhealthy relationship much longer than I should have. And it would be years before I realized that it was unhealthy, borderline abusive, and that the things that I was going through were much more than just sadness and stress, but depression and anxiety that ran my life every single day as I tried to mother and work and go to school and please everyone and defy all the stereotypes that everyone threw at me. And while trying to prove people wrong is a great motivation for some, after a while it becomes exhausting to not live for yourself. Sorry, I remarked on my phone because I'm a millennial. Right? Thankfully, despite my teachers and academic advisors' greatest attempts of not seeing me graduate, I graduated on time with the rest of my class and with an honors diploma. And although my story is my own, it's often mirrored back to me by a number of young people that I work with who are pregnant or parenting, who tell me, studies say that 50% of teen moms don't graduate from high school, but they don't tell the part where our teachers don't want to talk to us, where the school is unsafe for us, where our academic advisors no longer want to speak to us, and that through the mental and emotional health crises that we are going through every single day silently, because everyone tells us, you did this to yourself, deal with it. Regardless of maternal age, all mothers are worthy of dignity and respect. All mothers are worthy of the education of understanding that their mental and emotional health is of utmost importance. It wasn't until my mother yelled at me for not eating enough. I breastfed my daughter, I didn't eat enough, and I passed out. And she told me, if you don't eat, you can't feed her. And that was the first lesson of putting myself first to be able to put my family first. And I have done that ever since. Seleni, thank you so much for understanding the importance of working with pregnant and parenting young people despite what society says. And thank you so much for believing in me and my possibilities and seeing that a young girl like me is worthy of your time, of your resources, and of worthy of sharing the same space with all of you today. I ask you all to model what Seleni has done and to speak to the people most effective most affected by policy, cultural, and societal pressures and stereotypes, to find creative and innovative solutions to fix these problems so that we are all able to thrive, despite, not despite, but because of where we come from, because of how we look, because of how we sound. Thank you, Seleni. Thank you, Concordia. And thank you to my amazing daughter, Leilani, who, for all of the unintended things that happened in life, I thank you so much for watching me grow from 15 to where I am now, from high school to college, and hopefully grad school soon. Thank you so much.